Okay. He's just building our stroller. Get the kids in. Get our bags together. And we're off. We made it to our gate and we're just having a little bite to eat before we board in like 15 minutes. Quest is knocked out. Officially back from Arizona. We had such a good time just hanging out with my mom and my stepdad, my stepbrother, my brother-in-law, my full sister, obviously my husband and the babies. It was awesome. We just did a lot of swimming and eating and just like we did gestures and that whole the whole thing. Like we just had like a really good family time. But now that we're back, I do want to share just my experience and some tips and tricks that I think might be helpful for anyone. Where's the apple? I don't know. That I think might be helpful for mommies and daddies traveling with two babies. So the first thing that I highly recommend is a double stroller. If your child is 3 years old or younger, and especially if you have a second child, I think having a stroller is like so helpful because yes, they can walk and yes, they're fairly independent at a certain age in toddlerhood, but navigating through the airport, going through security, you want that kid strapped down. Don't make life harder for yourself by already having to lug things around and then like chase after a toddler. So it was super helpful that we had our double stroller that Hendrix was in, and obviously Quest. I highly recommend the Zoe stroller. I will put a link at the bottom or in the description box because it's amazing. Like it weighs carrot, yay! It weighs nothing. I think it weighs like 18 pounds, the double stroller, which is less than like most single strollers. So it's super duper lightweight. We have a fancy double stroller that we use, you know, for everyday life, but for travel, you just want something that's really lightweight that can be lugged around and collapsed easily and whatever. So that helped a ton. We decided not to do an Uber to and from the airport. I factored in costs and everything, and it was just cheaper to drive our own car. We live in LA, so we flew out of LAX. We drove our own car, parked it, paid like less than $60 with valet for parking. A shuttle that came with the, you know, with the service that I paid for, picked us up and took us to and from the airport. So that helped a lot. Going through security is a hassle, period. That's like the worst part that I will say. Everything else is a breeze compared to security because they do test your stroller for things. So you have to get the kids out. You have to get everything out. You have to put everything in, you know, through the x-ray machine or whatever the heck that is. But once that's all said and done, you're golden. Yeah, I like to make sure I get to my gate a little bit early so that if there's any diaper changes that need to happen, if the kids need snacks or anything like that, we can get it done. Let him run around, let Hendrix run around before we board. I hate boarding first. There's no point in getting on the airplane to wait for everybody else to get on when you have kids. Let them run around, like let them burn themselves out and have fun, and then once they get on the plane, that's when travel time starts. So don't start travel time any sooner than you need to. The flights, as you may have saw, were like super easy. Quest slept a little bit, Hendrix slept a little bit, and then they just played nice. So it was fine. It's a short flight anyway. But stay tuned for a couple months from now when we go to Thailand. Pretty sure we're going to Thailand in October. So that will be like a super long flight, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so as far as luggage, we try to pack as light as possible, and I think that's what we're going to continue to do. Even with like longer trips, we're just going to try to squeeze everything into 2 suitcases, one for husband, one for wifey, and then no carry-on because it's just too much with the kids. Well, I guess I kind of did have a carry-on, but not a real carry-on. So this was like my personal item, like my purse, you know, and I just kept like the diapers for the day, snacks, iPad, whatever, burp cloth, whatever in here. This was my carry-on, which isn't like, between me and my husband, this is easy, you know, and I love it. Both bags are Skip Hop. This one I was able to fit so much, everything that the kids needed, both of their clothes for the weekend. What happened? It's okay. What happened? You're okay. I love you, Bubba's. You're fine.
Okay.
You're okay. Do you want me to change diaper in a minute? I think you have a wet diaper, okay? So hold on, okay? Mommy will change it. So I love this Skip Hop sort of duffel bag because it comes with so many compartments. Like, this says burp cloth. There's some that say sheets and outfits. It doesn't matter what they say. I use them for everything. I sort out, it's okay. I sort out Hendrix's outfits in one thing, put Quest's outfits in another one, put burp cloths and, you know, swaddle blankets in one. You get the gist. And then you can just easily just stack them in here, super organized, you know where everything is. It comes with this little bottle container. You put your bottles, your formula in here, baby food, whatever, in there. Stack it in there. Super organized. Laundry bag, done. Changing pad, done. And then inside the bag, there's a bunch of pockets for brushes and washcloths and whatever. So that bag helps me a lot. I could have stuffed a lot more in that bag. So it can and will work for, you know, week-long vacations and so on. So anyway, so that worked out great. Just making sure that Hendrix had, you know, his apps already downloaded onto his phone before we got to the airport, so that, because you may or may not have Wi-Fi, so, but at least he had his apps for when he got a little bit bored, but most of the time he was just fascinated with being on the airplane. What else? When we got there, I was like, okay, so when we got to Arizona, the whole time I was trying to figure out, when we land, do we want to do a rental car, or do we want to do an Uber? And after factoring in costs and just the level of responsibility that we wanted while being on vacation, I opted for an Uber XL, which fit everyone. Even on the way back, my sister hopped in to get to the airport as well. So it fits, what is that, 3 adults and 2 car seats and all of our luggage and strollers. So that helped out a lot. And yeah, I would say that for the most part, for a short trip like that, those are the tips that I have. I've taken Hendrix to Costa Rica, I've taken him to Cabo, and I've taken him to Tokyo. So we've definitely done some extensive travel with him. And I have a lot of tips and stuff for that, but I don't think it's appropriate for this kind of vacation that we had. So I will include all of that stuff the next time we go on a trip with both babies for a longer period of time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and comment, let's chat. Thank you so much.